We are live. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you this morning? I hope you are really well on what is a very sunny day in Scotland, which is always nice.
Wow.
Yeah, lifts your spirits, doesn't it? So, yeah, let me know where you're watching from and let me know whether it's raining, pouring, sunny, or whatever the weather's doing in your area. I'm always interested. And this is the bit of spiel at the beginning till people do. We've got somebody dropping on, so I can stop talking about the weather now and start introducing everybody. So, good morning. We are live this morning on 6 platforms. For those of you that do not know me, and why wouldn't you? But if you don't, I'm Mandy Nicholson, and I am the Creative Genius Consultant. I'm an artist and an author, and I am a creative retreat owner here in Scotland, and I help creative businesswomen to launch, grow, and scale their businesses and make more money. This morning, I'm here with how would I call you? An ongoing client. Rachael and I have been working together for a few years now, 3+ years.
Yeah.
And that's actually part of the story that we wanted to talk to you about today, because Rachael has been on a real journey and she's so inspiring for other people that are suffering like she has. And how she has learned to navigate the entrepreneurial world, the business world, whilst also navigating neurodiversity and mental health issues. And I think these are the things we need to talk about. And it's been a journey, and it's culminated this year in her building a fantastic business. That doesn't mean she's in it all the time, which is what we were trying to go for. And she's written a book. So I'm going to hand over to Rachael to introduce herself and to talk about that journey. So introduce yourself first and tell everybody, who was Rachael of 3.5 years ago when we met?
Oh my goodness me, here it is. So hello everyone, I'm Rachael Beattie and I am the founder of Neuroboost. Neuroboost is a support service really across the whole of the UK now, which is absolutely phenomenal. So currently we've got 20 Neuroboost hubs, and what that does, it offers advice and guidance to neurodivergent business owners and their families. So in there, you might see things talking about PIP. We might be talking about access to work. We might be talking about food, movement, mental health. You name it, everything is going on in these hubs across the UK. And I'm also an author now, which is just phenomenal to even say that. And been really struggling for the last sort of 3.5 years to get my business right, because I've had how many different ideas?
So many. Yes.
It's unbelievable. Like, even in the 9 years of trying to be self-employed, I've gone from beauty salons, training academies, soft plays, cafes. I've done all the affiliates, I've done everything, and I've always wanted to do more because my brain just loves that busyness, that creativity. And I didn't really think I was a creative, but when I've been with you and been doing the retreats and just working with you, it's just really made me open my eyes to think it's not just about painting and colouring within the lines. It's about explosion. It's about letting go. Like, all the art in our house now is all being created by myself or Evie. To then be able to hand that down to Evie is just inspirational. It's beautiful. So Neuroboost it launched in April, May this year. And now we've got 20 hubs. That goes to show how much support is needed for neurodivergent people across the UK and the world, really. Yeah. But focusing on the UK first to be able to showcase that we can do these things, because I have classed as a disability. That doesn't stop us. It slows us down a little bit sometimes. It puts like big muddy puddles in the way sometimes. It makes us feel like I'm climbing a mountain with just glue on my feet and hands. But the disability is enabling me now. Now I've got that sort of understanding of my disability. It enables me to go, actually, today is a day where it's burnout. Today is a day where I need to tap into more support, like from you or my other support workers.
Yep.
It's okay to say that actually I do take medication for my mental health and my bipolar. And I was taking medication for my ADHD. But yeah, so that's, did I go on a tangent there?
Yeah, I mean, I know that's fine. I think it's, when you came to me, you were a bit of a bundle of chaos, really, weren't you?
Just a bit.
That's 3.5 years ago, and it takes time to make sense of neurodiverse and mental health conditions. So you have bipolar, you are ADHD, you suffer with lots of different things, and these impact how you can operate on a daily basis. So as you were trying businesses, when you had to be all in, it was difficult for you, wasn't it? Tell people what it's like from day to day with the conditions that you suffer with.
This is it. I mean, I would, I'm now coaching people across the UK, and it's just so busy and abundant. It's beautiful. But there's some days when I physically can't open that laptop. And I used to think, well, is that just because I'm lazy or stupid? And it's not. It's now understanding that I have a disability where, my brain just decides to put us into shutdown mode. And that is a natural response for the body back in the day when we were cave women and cavemen, that would protect you. But it's understanding why my brain does that. Still don't really know. But do I really need to understand and know why? As long as I've got the good strategies and the right support around us.
Yeah.
That's what makes the difference.
It's that, isn't it? It's finding the people that are willing to and able to support you, because it is, let's be honest, I've got 2 children on the spectrum, both grown-up children. Sometimes it's difficult to be around people that are struggling themselves with ADHD and neurodiverse conditions and mental health. So for people that don't understand it, I understand it. I've got 2 kids on the spectrum. If you haven't and you don't understand it, it can affect your ability to build relationships. And business is about building relationships, isn't it?
Yes.
I think the journey I've watched you go on has been about embracing the things that you can and can't do, and then sharing it openly with the world so that people can actually see, and then people can resonate with that. I think that's what you've done has been interesting. It's been inspiring, and it's been motivational for a lot of people that are feeling like that at the minute, that can then go, she gets me. Yeah.
Totally. I mean, when I first met you in March, just as we're heading into the lockdown, I was on this mission of my hyper focus was losing weight.
Yeah, it was.
So I went from size like 18 stone to size, 18 stone to 11 stone.
Yeah.
Now I've put weight back on, and I'm realizing that's because I have got that addiction to food. Yeah. But I was using that as a negative, that I was failing and that wasn't the right thing. And actually, I understand that it's okay, and we put strategies in place. It's never going to go away. Addiction will always be circulating in my world.
Yeah.
It's how I change and how I can put different strategies and different thought patterns in place to support me. So yeah, it's I'm like a complete different person from when I first met you to now. So, and it's okay to change. I think that's the biggest thing.
You change as you learn, and I think what I've observed and experienced with you is this: you've gone out there and you've tried to learn. You've gone, how can I deal with and manage this thing that's happening to me today? Yeah. Some days you've not been able to deal with it. Some days you have shut down, and what you've needed is just to talk about it. and then let your body and your mind recover. And I think that's an important thing to note here with neurodiversity. And I see it in my children a lot, is time and patience. If my daughter phones me and she's hyperventilating on the phone, I have to go, it's okay. You can just do that, and you can breathe, and you can just tell me when you're ready, and it's okay. I have to stay calm.
Yeah.
And I have to understand that in her world at that moment, things are chaotic. So on the word chaotic, your book, Adore the Chaos. Because I remember you saying to me when we did a mind map at a retreat this year and last year that you wanted to write a book by 2024, and you've done it.
In
so
2023.
In 2023. So talk about the book and where that came from.
Well, that book came from when I was bored one Saturday night. I was, as you do, when you've got a busy brain and you just want to keep busy. And it's not a bad thing if you want to keep busy as well. Just a lot of people think it's, you must take some time out. Yes, recharge. But if your brain craves this, then let's put it into some creativity. So my creativity was going on Canva and creating the front cover just to get me sort of juices flowing and thinking, right, what colours, what sort of image could I do? Obviously, it's a jumpy one, because when I'm full of like energy, I like to jump a lot. And you always used to call us Tigger.
Yeah, I did.
That sums me up. But I'm not always like that. That's another thing with ADHD. Everybody with ADHD, you're constantly like buzzing, but actually the down times are very down. So you're either, for me personally, it's either all or nothing. And this is what I talk about in the book. I talk about my journey as a young child and a teenager and growing up in the school, like how I didn't feel connected with school. And there's so many people now probably sitting there going, yeah, my child at the moment, or, when I was at school, I didn't understand. Like, it just sounded like foreign language every single day being at school when they were talking about stuff. So I have got dyslexia. And to think that I told myself all these years that I have dyslexia, so I'll never be able to write anything. And then, ta-da! Yes, I did. I did use a little bit of ChatGPT, whatever you call it, to help us. But hey, why not? It's a strategy that you can use. So what I like about how I've created this book is that it's really short and sweet. Yeah. There's not big, massive, long paragraphs, because I would just go, I'm switched off. It's very pick it up, and you can look at the beginning of it and think, right, I want to learn a little bit about establishing a daily routine. So you could just then go to chapter 1, and you could learn a little bit about that as well. So it's a very pick it up, use it, that you don't have to sit for hours and read it all at once. So it's a very much a self-help guide.
It's a self-help guide, isn't it? Yeah. It's really good that you've written it. It's written by a neurodiverse person for a neurodiverse person, because it is a pick up, put down, self-help guidance type of book, isn't it? That's how I would describe it.
That's it. And it's places to doodle. There's places, there might be, do you know what it is? There might be even spelling mistakes in, but hey, I'm not bothered now these days. Like, I cannot be perfect, and nobody can be perfect. So that's what I wanted to sort of showcase with writing a book. I just did it. I just did it. And
that's, I think that shows for people, doesn't it? And if you want to get the book, the link's in the descriptor above, as is the link to the main NeuroBoost Hub community. You can get to both of them from the descriptor. So do go and join Rachel's world. And I suppose my message as a coach and mentor and business coach here is Rachel of 3.5 years ago and Rachel now, like two different people, because you have this business that's growing, where you've got 20 hubs around the UK. You're coaching and mentoring people that need your help because you get them.
Yeah.
You've got a book, and you're building a community. And when we talked about this business, it was let's create a business you don't need to be in all the time, Rachel, because for the days that you can't be in it, you've got a team that are still doing the work. That was what was really important, to keep this popcorn brain of yours from going off track and letting another business kind of slide by the wayside. Yeah. So I think, you know, why I wanted to chat with you today, there are lots of people out there that think they've got a disability or a neurodiverse condition or a mental health condition, which means they can't be entrepreneurs. And you are showcasing for people that you can.
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm definitely that superwoman, Wonder Woman at the front going, come on, you can, man. It's not, it is a lot of, it takes time, but you don't want it to take time because my brain just wants it done yesterday. But then you go, it does take time, but it's dead frustrating. That's the thing of the push and the pull of ADHD and bipolar and autism. It is just one bag of pick and mix. Yeah. Sometimes you just don't know what's happening. Mm-hmm. So it's having that right people around you.
Yeah.
It's also thinking, right, being kind to yourself, like stepping back and going, actually, if I'm not in this business 24/7, I'm not feeling.
Yeah.
Because I always used to think when you had a business, you had to be like, yes, okay, my business, I am very busy in the business, but I'm not always in it, mm-hmm. which is quite freeing, because when I have my burnouts or just the days that are challenging, my business still runs, and it's amazing. It's freedom. I always wanted that freedom business.
And it's still a baby business. With, you know, you've got 20 hubs, it's still a baby business. But when we put that first mind map on the wall and said, what does it look like? Yeah. What does this look like? The idea that you had, and you could see it in this brain and what it would look like. And then we kind of mind mapped it, and you've done, and, you know, we've gone further since.
Yeah.
What I want to say is that, you know, a business model can be built to fit you, how you work and how you feel. It does not have to be cookie cutter. It does not have to be how all the other people out there are telling you your business should be. It doesn't have to be built out with tech. You can build a business
with zero.
Yeah. With from zero, your way to fit you. There is no, and this is how I work with people like you and creative women. And because actually, when you take a creative, and you're a creative thinker, because creativity comes in many, many forms. How do you put a creative brain into a box, a square box? You can't. It's got to be bespoke to the individual. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter about any of the things you think are holding you back, because there were so many for Rachel, and look at where she is. And watch this space, because by next year, how many hubs are you going to have?
50
hubs by next year. Yeah.
By this time next year. Definitely.
So, and I think that's a fantastic goal. That's then 50 other people that are building their businesses. Yeah.
It's just the ripple effect, isn't it? It's like when we create a hub, that gives opportunity to the hub leader, but then that also gives opportunity to mentors. Then that gives opportunity to members. And then there's the ripple effect of one thing can then support the whole of their family. Yeah. Then their community, then the rest of the world. It's phenomenal. It's
And you feel part of something with, and I think it's always really important to feel part of something with like-minded people that get you.
Yeah.
And while you're building this community of neurodiverse people, they feel supported.
Yeah.
And there are people that understand them when they're having a bad day, when they're struggling with their business, when they're struggling with something in their life. It builds a community that's just going to go, it's okay, we've got you. Yeah. And that's what you wanted right from the get-go. I think that's you told me that right at the start, but you just didn't know how it was going to be yet.
No, it's taken like 3 years of up, down, round and round, in and out. And at the end of the day, I've had 9 years of different businesses, but there's always been the same value.
Yeah,
and always the same, to support people, to feel included and not feel like you're the weird one, because weird is wonderful. I love it. You know what I mean? So
awesome. I love it. And actually, as you were speaking there earlier on, I did take a little note here. There were 11 people watching on, it's only on one platform, it doesn't show them all. 11 people at 11:11 in the
look at that.
Yeah, so I think it's worthy of note that those are very angel. Yeah, weird is wonderful, Lisa's saying.
Yes.
So there's some angel numbers come up for you there. I did take a note of that when I
Oh,
noted.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
So go and join NeuroBoost if you are neurodivergent or you struggle with your mental health. If you're a business owner, if you know anybody, bring them along to those hubs. They are there to help people. Buy Rachel's book. Nice. Read. Yeah. Adore the Chaos. Available on Amazon.
Adore. Look at that. I did a thing.
I know, it's just you. And go and get in touch with Rachael. If you are struggling with your mental health, with your neurodivergent conditions, get in touch with her. She wants to speak to you. She wants to know you. She wants to help you. So do I. We both help. I mean, obviously, I've helped you. You help others. It's that ripple effect, isn't it?
It really is.
So there's a huge connection between creativity and neurodivergence. I've seen it right for years. I'm writing a book about that myself. But yeah, I think message for today is you can do this. If you're in business and you're struggling and you think it's down to any of these reasons, find your people. You can do it. Rachael is a fine example of what you can do.
You can, definitely. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for joining me this morning, and have a great week, everybody. Let me know if this resonated with you. Go and join Rachel's network. Bye for now.
See you later.
Bye.